It's 21 minutes past 9. We've been observing this story emerging at one regional council, but it means there's pressure on the state government to act. The Snowy Mountains Councillor, Andrew Thaler, has been suspended for alleged misconduct by the Office of Local Government, ordered to apologise for what the department refers to as offensive behaviour and intimidating online comments. Now, if you're listening in the last half hour, we heard from Andrew Thaler. He referenced a number of times Nicole Overall. Nicole Overall is the former state member for Monaro and is now a member of the New South Wales Legislative Council. Nicole Overall is here this morning. Very good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Hamish.
You, I think, heard that interview with Andrew Thaler. What was your response to it?
Well, I think you can see, and you heard for yourself, Hamish, what the community has been dealing with in this regard, what I've been dealing with over a number of years now in this situation that seems to be elevating, escalating, rather than doing what needs to be done from the community perspective and seeing it brought to hand.
What have you experienced, just to bring listeners who are not across this story entirely, what has happened to you, what's been said to you?
Oh, some really vile things throughout my time in public office. Everything from being called a pig to venal, corrupt, just absolutely unfounded allegations. And probably the worst of all, there were situations where this particular individual, now councillor, would appear outside my office, filming my office. I was once approached in a car park when I was on my own. But probably the thing that continues to be the most impactful to me, for me to this day, was a few years back when this particular individual told myself and Bronnie Taylor, who was then the Minister for Women, on a live stream on social media, and I won't repeat his exact words, but I will say that we were told that we could go and suck male genitalia.
Right. And does he deny this?
Oh, there's no denying it, because all of these things are posted to social media, and of course we keep files on all of it. So there's no denying, and there's no taking out of context, as I heard one of the comments there as well, that again, it's not a matter of taking out of context, and it's also not a matter of, as being claimed, standing up for community. I mean, you can do that and should do that as an elected official, but as an elected official, you should be expected to act with respect and courtesy and decency in order to advance your aims and doing what you need to do in that capacity. What
are you asking for the state government to do? Because obviously the Office of Local Government has ordered that he apologise. There is the suspension, which he says he's only been made aware of through the media. What would you like the state government to do? Are you talking to Ron Honig, the local government minister? Are you talking to the Premier about this? Obviously, you're a national, so you're on the other side of Parliament. But what are you requesting?
So I had questioned Minister Ron Honig on this situation in budget estimates back in March, and then I also stood up in Parliament and called for more immediate action to be taken. Now, what we're seeing here with the 3-month suspension, it is a step forward, but it still falls well short of what's needed to more comprehensively address these long-standing and ongoing serious issues. And it doesn't send enough of a clear and decisive message that's really about ensuring the integrity of local government more broadly, now in this situation, but also into the future. So what I'm calling for is for the minister to step up and actually fix the process. He is suggesting, and I understand that there is a process involved and this is being followed, but as you can hear from some of the conversation that you've already had this morning, Hamish, it is cumbersome, it is not timely, it is ineffective, And back under our previous government, when we were in government, when Wendy Tuckerman was the Minister for Local Government, we actually put forward a plan to implement a new system of doing local government better. And it was called the Keller Report, and it had 49 recommendations. But we're more than 2 years into this Labor government, and there's no progress on that. So there's been a model code of conduct that's been reviewed and analysed, but still no real progress. To
be clear, though, you acknowledge that the Minister is following a process. Are you simply saying that you think the process should be expedited, or the process should be different?
The process should be fixed, and the Minister is the person to do that. So, yes, I do acknowledge that the Minister is following process as it stands now, but the whole idea of the Keller Report, of the review into the Model Code of Conduct, which I've spoken with many councillors, many mayors about, because they're reaching out to me from across the state about issues that they're concerned about in their local government areas that seem to be being exacerbated in the current circumstances. So clearly the system is broken and it needs to be fixed, and the Minister is the one to do that.
Yeah, I mean, just to be clear for listeners this morning, we're talking about the Snowy Mountains Regional Council, well out of sight of Sydney, but I guess this is an issue that goes to the core of local councils generally, that there does seem to be a lot of these sort of behavioural issues and accusations that then don't get resolved.
That's right. And the concerns from those who are in local government is that the code of conduct essentially doesn't have any teeth. And that's precisely what I was referring to in the situation with Snowy-Monaro. There have been untold numbers of code of conduct complaints. There's costs associated with those as well. There's been a performance improvement order that's been put on the council. There's been warnings, notice to show just cause, notice that suspension might occur, more time offered for a response. Now this 3-month suspension, and even that doesn't take effect for another 7 days. Now, Hamish, my greatest concern is for the Snowy-Monaro community and obviously local government more broadly and what it means for that sector. But the impact that this is having on the people in that community, and the concern now that they're coming to me with, is in 3 months' time, what happens? Does it all just go back to where it is now?
While we've been on air, I've been alerted to this by listeners. Andrew Thaler has posted on his social media, I think it's Facebook, subsequent to doing the interview with us. He says, I just did a 10-minute chat with Hamish McDonald on the ABC. He's gay, isn't he? He was a bit pissy about whether I would apologise to our council's DEI hire. Can you explain what's going on there?
Well, this is what happens. It's the minute there's questions or there's attention, it seems that launches into attack. And again, I'll be the recipient of this as well, no doubt. You heard it through your interview as well. And I'm not going to deny, Hamish, that from my perspective, I have absolutely felt harassed, even threatened, and what I view as attempts to try to intimidate me. And if that can happen to me as an elected representative with the opportunity to talk about these matters, what does it mean for individuals at the community level and what they're dealing with? And the OLG investigation in the Sydney Morning Herald article today said that they found that this individual had engaged in behaviour that was overbearing towards and pressured council staff and could compromise the psychological safety of individuals. Now, is a 3-month timeout enough to deal with those potential ongoing impacts of council staff, fellow councillors and members of the community?
Nicole, overall, appreciate you giving us some of your time this morning. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much, Hamish.
Nicole, overall there, and